Why I feel in the face of all the problems in the world impotent, and why I somehow cannot manage to transform I. Now here we get to the real problem, because we're always telling each other that we should be different. Now, I'm not going to tell you that tonight. Why not? Because I know you can't. Nor can I. That may sound depressing, but I'll show you it isn't. It's very hard. But everybody, you see, who is at all sensitive and awake to their own problems and human problems is trying to change himself. We know we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. So when we are aware of the ego I, we are aware of this chronic tension inside ourselves. And that's not us. It's a futile tension. So when we get the illusion, the image of ourselves, married to a futile tension, you've got an illusion married to a futility. And then you wonder why I can't do anything.
Hey folks, welcome to today's live stream. Finally the fog has cleared on my migraine, which lasted 3.5 days, but not out of the woods yet. So I will do my best to be clear and accurate today, despite limited cognitive function. So this is a really clean chart, and let's point out why. We have the activation of our mean inversion condition on this candle, and this is one of the great reasons why you need to wait for swing highs before entering your shorts for the mean inversion. Our two short entries were here, tagged the 3.2 standard deviation while it was above the 0.7 value on the 3 PM, and here tag our 3.2 standard deviation of our CLCP. Right, those were our two short entries. Here and here into our bearish mean inversion condition, which just so happened to complete in a single candle. Now, what's really clean about this chart is just how well price has still been contained by the longest overexpanded period, right? Because if we look over here at the 110 period as defined by 3 to 8 p.m., we will manually apply that period so you guys can see how it behaves. You're really gonna like this. Beautiful. So one of the best long positions you can take is the lower edge of your current longest overexpanded period. If it's a bearish mean reversion condition, you want to grab it from below, right? Or if it's a bullish mean reversion condition, you would short from here. However, this is really only going to be true while you don't have any net expansion outside the band. For instance, once you get this really clear compression range, generally betting against trend is going to be a bad idea. Whereas if you have a downward expansion here, which in turn generates its own mean reversion condition, you can take some really cool long positions. So this tag here was really nice, and then if we wanted to get even more accurate, guess what happens when we turn on a cat? Right, we're going to define this longest overexpanded period, which is currently the roughly 25, 28 period, which I guess I could just do manually. Yeah. Actually, let's point out this first. So there was also confluence with the 3.2 standard deviation of the longest overexpanded period for this particular expansion, as well as the tag of the 3.2 standard deviation of the CLCP. So we had the swing high of the range defined here perfectly, and the swing low of the range defined here perfectly. It's really clean, and as long as the range persists, as long as it does not evaporate or we go outside the range, it should hold up fine. And we see lateral trading inside the band. When we go outside, boom, we tend to tag the outer edges. We go outside, we tend to tag the outer edges, and as long as we're inside, well, lateral trading. So obviously, when you take these kind of positions, you're going to use tight stops and then just assume that you stay in the range, and if you don't, you stop out. Cool. It's kind of like an if-else statement in coding with a 50-50 chance of going either way, right? This is where profit ratio comes into the mix, right? If you got a 50-50 chance of, say, the condition is you tag the edge of the band, then you have a 1% stop on this side, and then you just assume you at least return to the mean. So your profit ratio is 4-to-1 in that scenario, right? And obviously, if you use a trailing take profit, you would have done a lot better for yourself. So, with those basics in mind, we also have, well, two compression ranges that we are respecting at this current time. One is the 28 period, one is the 110. Let's go ahead and manually define those. Okay. So 28 and 110. Beautiful. Show band. Should be nice. Beautiful. So we're actually, the lower 28 period is actually a completed condition. Longest overexpanded period is already below the 0.9 value. So, or 0.7, excuse me. So we saw the mean reversion here. And this is another good thing to point out. While we did have the swing low tag of this band here, we also had the activation of the secondary mean reversion condition here. So we had the bearish mean reversion, which completed here, which caused a downward expansion, which had a bullish mean reversion, which happened here, all while being still contained inside the previous mean reversion condition. It's a really clean chart. I like this chart. Just be aware that these values that I've defined for the Bollinger Bands are only going to work for this particular scenario. Why? Because 3D Wave PM defined the values as 110 and 28. So you got to respect those values, right? Because if we look back at a previous example over here, well, our values were 160, and those still worked really well. Like if I change this to 160, yep, beautiful. We have the activation of the condition here. We revert to the mean here. Condition ends. I need to open the data window. Scroll down. I'm looking at the 160 period on the 3D Wave PM. I'm just waiting for it to turn green in the data window, which happens this candle, right? So this candle trend can resume, and then lo and behold, trend resumes. Nice. So if you actually at the end of the mean reversion condition and you're starting to get new plumes of expansion and your CCI is positively weighted, you can reliably bet on trend to the upside. So we zoom back over to the right, and that's exactly what we're getting. Actually, no, we have no weighting on the CCI at this current time. We have a completed bearish mean inversion and a completed bullish mean inversion. So, what does that tell us? Not much. This is a super neutral chart. All the predictable price action has already happened. If you watched my video 2 days ago, we predicted that our swing high would be roughly 10,900. Our trend did, or rather, excuse me, the slope of that 3.2 standard deviation did go a little higher. So we're about $50 off on our swing high bet. And that's fine because we still got, you know, our completing mean inversion. And our target was 10,350, which obviously has completed. So as far as we are now, we're really deep into a compression range. We have 2 completed mean inversions. I have no predictive power on this chart at this current time. And I'm willing to say that, you know, I'm not going to take any bets on this until I see a little bit more price action. I did have a request to take a look at Ethereum, so I will do that now. FBTC, ooh, that's good. I'm actually bag holding some F for the last 6 months, simply because, well, we have a bullish trend, and I'm inclined to hold it long term. I want to look at some of the shorter mean inversion conditions that are popping up here. Oof. You know, okay, first of all, I just want to do some quick quad CCI, which we can do in the 4 hour pretty easily. As long as we have a bearishly weighted CCI, you know, let's just draw a pitchfork channel because this is really simple price action. Okay. And yeah, I think just a regular pitchfork should work. But this is currently set to shift inside. Yep, just original, please. Okay, that did not work as well as I thought it would. That's fine. Well, let's just manually adjust it to the swing low instead. Eh? Okay. All I wanted was the channel. That's fine. This is not how you correctly draw a pitchfork. We could use it. Okay, fine. I'll do it. I'll correctly draw the pitchfork. It is my code of honor to use my indicators correctly. Inside. Nope. Oh well. Anyway. We could figure out the correct way to draw this, but let's just take one for the team and assume it's channel. Alright, nice. Vague channel, we're good. Price action is bisected quite nicely. We are touching the edges of each side. Cool. You know, as long as we stay in the downward channel, not inclined to bet on anything too bullish, I'll be honest. As far as the USD pairing goes, I'd like to see a bullish mean inversion condition at least some point down the line. But there's no active conditions because this is just such slow sloping price action. We do appear to have a defined support, which is nice. Any kind of significant higher high would be bullish, like if we broke this previous hump here. Volume seems to be ticking along, but there's no implied direction. It's vaguely bullish on this current upward move. Not as... Can't tell if it's larger than the previous one. Yeah, not a chart I would actively choose to trade. I'll check the YouTube comments if there's anything you guys want me to look at. ADA, sure. You know, we did try to make a bullish prediction on this recently, because there's some nice confluence, I thought, on the 4 hour chart. Quad CCI might be the way to go on this. Might have to short this, guys. There are some implications. This is the swing high of a new trend resumption. However, I do want to look at this expansion on a lower time frame, just in case we have a bullish mean reversion condition, because that would trump it. Nice. Okay, actually, you have an upward expansion. Cool. Yeah. As long as we're defined on this upward expansion, which, you know, as soon as we dip inside this band, we could, in theory, take a more drastic short position. Looks like we're currently set to the 45 period. We're going to have to keep a close eye on this. We could call this as a short in the near future, but I'd like to see how high it goes. All right, that's it for today, folks. It's been a pleasure. I will talk to you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. MST. Oh, no, I won't. I'm supposed to go hiking tomorrow, so I will see you in the evening tomorrow, okay? I hope you all have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.